What's this guy supposed to be, the ultimate badass?
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, the Fresco Report, Joe. We're back, baby.
We're back, man. We're back in full effect and ready to kick it off, man. Or I don't know what season we're in, but we're here, dude. We're here to talk Cowboys.
I think it's season 5, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a couple seasons, and we've been accurate the whole way. No, I'm just kidding. We've been right and wrong, but right more often than wrong on these guys, man. You know, we've been following this team for the longest of long, and you know, it's just become the norm around here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to everybody in the chat box. Good to be back. Good to see everybody out in the chat box. Pound that like button if you haven't already. Pound it like the side piece. All right. Mike, what's going on, bro?
Man, you know, a lot of talking crazy, a lot of Freaky Friday on Fifth Quarter Cowboys channel. Just a lot of content, you know. We're the Dallas Cowboys fans, so the star is always in the news. I know Joe's missed a lot of this offseason, but me and him been talking behind the scenes, y'all. So Joe is fully caught up, fully prepared, all right? Don't let it fool you. He's dropped a couple of nugget videos past couple of weeks. It's good to see my brother dropping the Cowboys blog notification coming in. It's good to see my brother dropping some wisdom, some knowledge, and some good things, man. It's good to have Joe back. It's good to be here. But, Joe, I've been good, brother. It's good to see you.
No, I appreciate that, man. It's good to be back. It's good to be back with the best co-host of co-hosts, and that's my dude here, Cowboys Corner. What's up, bro? So let's jump right into it, man. The Cowboys. You know, the thumbnail, you know, it kind of says it all, you know. Did the Cowboys field a playoff caliber team? You know, let's touch on that here, Mike. You know, you and I, we've really been, you know, on the forefront of, you know, telling fans to be careful with all the pre-hype videos, the running around trash cans, running in sand, and even training camp now has become hype. You know, oh, this guy's turning heads, the most improved. For example, Jalen Tolbert, right? Most improved, and this and that. Same junk, bro. So, is this the same squad as last year, but with different players, or what are you feeling right now? It's only 2 weeks, right? But you know, you kind of get like, oh man, like we've seen this before, you know?
Yeah, definitely, dude. I feel like, you know, we're a young team. We got a lot of rookies playing in September. And I feel like our vets are letting us down. And I feel like our vets let us down against these Saints, whether it's on offense, whether it's on defense, whether you're on top of the food chain on the salary cap, or whether you're making vet minimum. The veterans have let this team down. The coaching has let this team down, Joe. Just for the show, I mean, the Saints, yes, they came off a dominating performance against a divisional opponent on a quarterback who just got benched. Coming in to AT&T Stadium where Dak was 14-0, and to get slapped in the face like that on offense and on defense is the same old Cowboys, Joe. Let's call a spade a spade. That butt whooping was probably one of the butt whoopings I've ever experienced, even when I was a kid. And boy, did I get some butt whoopings when I was a kid. Same old. Rookies, vets, mixture of everything. You're not setting a good example for your younger guys, Joe.
Yeah, no, it is, man. It's almost like, is this what's expected now? As fans, you know, and you already see it. You have fans that come out here and they're real quick to give the excuse on behalf of this team. They are so desensitized, so used to this type of win lose type of crap that they're like, oh, well, at least we can lose games early on. Hopefully later in the year, or oh, it's early. I mean, the goal is to win. And yeah, you're not going to win all the games, but you do have to set the bar as far as like, what does a playoff team look like? This wasn't it, bro. Like, if I look at this team from the outside looking in, I'm like, those guys are going to get their ass whooped, man. I want to play the Cowboys in the first round of the playoffs. We can beat these guys. Look how sucky they play. Look how they fold. You know what I mean?
1,000%, dude.
Defensive tackle. Let's run on these guys. Let's jack these guys up and embarrass them. Like, if I'm an opposing team, Mike, I want to play us first round.
Why not? And we got Jet Lee. Happy birthday to you, Jet Lee. And we got a super chat, Joe, $2 super chat from the AOG at $2. He said, Mike, Dak got paid. Boys screwed us. 5 more chokes. So he's counting down how many times we're choking, man. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
I appreciate the $2 super chat, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It's
But no, Joe, you hit it right on the head, dude. You hit it right on the head. Couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it better right here on the Frisco Report.
It's a crazy thing, man. It's a crazy thing. It's early, but you're already starting to think, where's this heading? You know what I mean? Like, the next game, the Ravens. Who here legitimately has confidence that we're going to win that game? Like legitimately, like in the heart of hearts, do you feel like we got this? We're going to win that game. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what this team, and when you're questioning yourself week in and week out, you're not a championship caliber team. You know what I mean? You're not like the Chiefs or some of these other teams that can get deeper into the playoffs. You're not, you're not even the Lions, dude. You know what I mean? And the Lions have had a little bit of a rough start, but you know that these guys have the physical makeup that they can turn around and do this. Cowboys, they got out-muscled in this game, dude. It looked like they were playing San Francisco or the Packers. You know what I mean? They took it on the chin. They got knocked out, man. They had no answer. They had no counter.
100%, dude. And when we play these Ravens, Joe, it's an 0-2 team versus the 1-1 team. Ravens are looking to get their first win, and the Cowboys are looking to bounce back. And who wants it more? Who's more hungry? Who can prevail? Is it going to be a close, low-scoring win, or is it going to be a blowout kind of win? My opinion, I don't see either team scoring over 20. So you're going to be looking at that Cowboys Chiefs game a couple of years ago in Arrowhead. What was it, 20-19 or something like that? That's what you're going to. This is the type of game that is. Can Dak Prescott, Joe, in these big games, this offense and Prescott, they always struggle to get 20 or more points. They're always stuck at that magic number 19. Go back and look at the history. Go back and look at that history. They're stuck at 19 points, man. And anytime Cowboys have 19, 9 times out of 10, they lost that game because they couldn't get over the 19th hump.
We're going to have Aubrey be on top of his game, kicking from the 60 and beyond, probably a couple times in this game. We have him, a weapon. Could it come down to Aubrey kicking it for the win from 70 yards out?
Aubrey versus Justin Tuck.
It's gonna be a kickoff. You know, which kicker wins it at the end of the game? It could be, man. Mike, let's talk about the roster right now. You know, we've got Jordan Phillips going on IR. Right, you got Mozzie Smith looking like he's tapping out. You know, who knows what kind of injury supposedly he has now. Team's covering up for him. You know, they're already covering it up. You know, so I don't believe a word that these guys are saying. You know, so I don't think he's made for the NFL, bro. So that defensive tackle room is looking very thin. It's looking very scary. I mean, they got their butt whooped, you know. So what can they do, Mike? What should they do? Should they go and look for a trade, throw some late round picks at somebody, or go for a behemoth right out the gate and get somebody badass? Or what are you thinking, man?
100%. We got Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. Here we go, guys. My favorite show, 1980. Appreciate all the love and support, brother. Thank you so much. But, Joe, you look at our defensive tackle room and you look at Pro Football Focus. 3 of our guys is in the bottom 5. Let me say that again. 3 of our guys, Osa, Phillips, and the other guy that came in here late. Can't remember. But they're at the bottom. Horrible.
Yeah.
I think if the Cowboys are serious, if the Dallas Cowboys front office is serious, Joe, they will bring somebody in. When you look at that and your defensive tackles, I get it. It's been 2 weeks, dude. I get it. It's been 2 weeks. But you're at the bottom and one of them is a first-round pick? No, sir. Unacceptable. Let's go make something happen. Is Tristan Hill available?
Is Tristan Hill available? That's terrible, man. If we're looking at that level of player, man, we're in big trouble, man. So yeah, dude, it's something else, man. I think they're gonna have to go get some people, man. I really don't think Mozzie's gonna make it, man. He might be the next guy. He might go AWOL, you know, this kind of thing. You know, there's something about him that's just not cut for the NFL. You know what I mean? So poor scouting on the scouting team. Will McClay's got to get those scouts that are looking at D linemen and shake it up, all right? Because whether it's your defensive tackles, some of these defensive end guys that they bring in here, Golstons, these kinds of guys, they're just, I mean, you know what I mean? They've had a lot of misses. They've had a lot of misses, man. So I would have thought they would have reevaluated that this year, but they kept everything in place, it looks like. And drafting defensive linemen is not their bread and butter, Mike. It's scary now. Like, would you trust them taking somebody next year in the first round? I wouldn't.
It all depends on who the defensive coordinator is, because it's looking like at the pace we're on, we're going to have a whole new coaching staff here, Joe.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what kind of D coordinator do we have? I don't want anybody from the Rod Marinelli tree. I don't want anybody from the Dan Quinn tree. And the way it looks, I don't want anybody from a Zimmer tree. Give me somebody from the Shanahan tree, bro, because they know how to win football. They know how to update their playbook. They know how to win now. I mean, you just look at it across the league. Shanahan's system has been in the Super Bowls many, many years recently. So give me that, and let's go restart this thing and bring in a 2025, because that's going to be next year, offense instead of this 1990 overrated bull crap.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's no, it is. It almost feels like the writing's on the wall, you know, because unless they go on a good run here, I'm talking starting next week, man. No more of the bull crap. You know, we're tired of going through these regular seasons, you know, like where it's kind of like, you know, you're beating up sucky teams, but then you're losing to legit teams, right? So let's see which games we lose and which games do we crush people. Is it the same old, or what is it going to be? I'm with you though. Shanahan tree, I think it's where it's at. To me, this is like Deion Sanders with the 49ers. You know what I mean? Like, go get you what's beating you or stopping you from getting over the hump. And that year, Deion Sanders, had his way with Michael Irvin, championship game back in the 90s. But that's what it is. You know what I mean? Go and get you what is stopping you. Go get you a Shanahan guy, bring him in here, and let's rock and roll, man. Because what they've been doing just ain't working, man.
It hasn't been working for a long time. We wasted 10 years under Garrett. Now we got 5 years under Mike with Mike Nolan. Dan Quinn turned some things around, but couldn't do it in the playoffs. Now Mike Zimmer, week 2 against Derek Carr, out of all quarterbacks. Out of all quarterbacks. I get it. Clint Kubiak's a good offensive coordinator from the Shanahan tree. I get all that.
Yeah.
But come on. We couldn't even sack Derek Carr, bro. Like,
but
what are we doing here, Joe?
There's a section of fan base that doesn't even want to believe that it's the Shanahan tree, like Clint Kubiak. You know what I mean? Like he's part of that tree. You know what I mean?
He's part of it.
I'm looking at any of those guys. What the scary thing here, though, Mike, is Jerry has a pattern of the kind of coach that he's comfortable with, and this sorts of things. So to me, if it's not Shanahan tree kind of guy, it's probably going to be Belichick. I think he feels more comfortable with that. I know a lot of fans wouldn't like that. I wouldn't be on board with it at this point either. You know what I mean? But Jerry being Jerry, it's like Parcells all over. All we need is a disciplinarian and bring in the staff and this and that. Maybe it's the final piece to get us over the hump. So get ready for it. You know what I mean? So, but I'm with you, man. I want the Shanahan trees in here, man. It's time.
It's definitely time. Do you have to? Look, they're winning ball games, and we got the old dried out system. We do, and we've had it for a long time. Kellen Moore got fired. We dummied down the offense for this quarterback, and how much more can you dummy it down, bro? How much more can you dummy this offense down? It's time to put the feet to the fire and see what you got in a $60 million per year quarterback, Joe. Yeah, I get it. The defense stunk it up. But you got the highest paid quarterback. You got the highest paid wide receiver. And nothing but 19 points, Joe. Inexcusable. And then on top of that, you had a second half. I think you were shut out the second half against the Browns. So you got 6 quarters of bad offense, Joe. So it ain't just the second game. Half of the first game and this Saints game, bro. You got 6 quarters of bad offense.
That's right. That second half, and that's what I mentioned in my post game is they were able to get away with the lulls in that Cleveland game where took the foot off the pedal and just let the game go into autopilot, and they were still able to pull it out. This game here with the Saints, they couldn't answer their lulls. They got punched in the mouth. They look pathetic, man. That gives nobody any confidence whatsoever, man. I mean, we're just being real. You know what I mean? Like, if you came out of that game being confident, I can sell you some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got another super chat here. AOG with another $2 super chat. He said Jerry's not going to hire new coach retread coming. Man.
No, and then that's what we're saying, right? Like, and Jerry always goes with the fans don't want. So it is, he'll go with somebody that's familiar with, like, I can work with him, and we're gonna meet on the tarmac on the private jet, and it's gonna be the biggest news. We're gonna drop the news right before the Super Bowl. You can almost call it right now. You know what I mean? McCarthy's on the final deal. He's got no contract. You know what I mean? You come out and do a performance like this. Jerry comes out fake mad or whatever, I mean,
speaking of fake mad, did you see Jerry being fake tough, posing in front of Mike Tyson and Jake Paul before the ass whooping that we received? Did you watch that video?
Oh man, it was terrible. It was
Hollywood, Dallas, Texas. is Jerry's world, bro.
It is, bro.
I mean,
really
you hear it from Michael Strahan, all those guys. They were on the sidelines, Joe. They said it's like a circus down there. Somebody put on Twitter, I can't remember who it was, but the DBs were trying to go warm up, and they had to go through fans. They had to go through press. Like they were trying, and this was on the field. They were trying to weave themselves onto the field through all this traffic. That's why Michael Strahan called it a circus. Dalton Schultz left to the Texans and called it a zoo. Compared the star in Frisco, like a zoo, Joe. Something needs to start getting eliminated, and it needs to start with Jerry Jones, Cowboys blog.
Yeah, it is, and it won't change. And it's not even Jerry. It's the Jones family. You know what I mean? Jerry will be gone, and who knows how long, but it's still going to be the Jones family. They've been getting trained by him. They're going to use his same kind of values and techniques and this and that. So it absolutely will never change. So we're going to need like a miraculous type of year. You know what I mean? Where you have like a offense that's humming on all cylinders. You're going to need like an 85 Bears type of defense or 2000 Ravens defense or whatever it is. You're going to need special kind of crap to win something here in Dallas.
They need us, Joe. They need us. Brando said, I want Cowboys Corner and Cowboys Blog to run the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, let's talk about the running back. Somebody mentioned Rico Dowdle's the number one. I mean, can you believe it? Like, that's where we're at on the running game. You know what I mean? Like, Zeke looked like he already ran out of gas. You know what I mean? He looked like terrible. He didn't even like really start in the game. They tried to give Mighty Mouse some snaps. He looked like crap.
How's it go, Joe?
He doesn't go anywhere, bro. It's terrible. It's terrible, man. It is so bad. And I wonder if I think he closes his eyes when he hits the line. There was one play where he got the ball and he ran right into the ass of.
Yeah, he did.
Of I don't even remember whose ass it was. Terrence Steele.
I think it was Steele's.
Or one of them. I was like, what are you doing, bro? Are you running with your eyes closed? Come on, dude. Like
he bounced off of him too.
He sure did, dude.
He almost did a Mark Sanchez butt fumble, bro.
Heck yeah, dude. Terrible running back room, man. But all these guys, they want to sell it. Oh yeah. We're okay. And it's not running back league anymore. You don't need a high. Yeah, you still need a badass running back, bro. Let's be real. These teams out here that are getting off to a hot start, they still got legitimate running backs. You know what I mean? So you still need it. Cowboys definitely need it because you only have CeeDee Lamb and a bunch of crap at wide receiver. So let's talk about that, Mike. Running back, are they going to roll with this for the rest of the year, or do they make a trade for somebody?
They're going to roll with it. And the reason why they're going to roll with it, because they got a guy named Dalvin Cook on the practice squad, Joe. So when crap hits the fan, they can say, oh, we don't need to make a trade. We're going to call up Dalvin Cook, all right, and let him cook. And what I'm starting to find out is I don't think you're going to get anywhere with Dalvin Cook either. I think this running game is what it is. I looked it up, Joe. Tony Pollard with the Titans has 144 yards rushing, just single, right? With Zeke, Dowdle, and with Mighty Mouse, 127 yards combined. Terrible.
Yeah. No, it would be. It's just a name at this point. You know what I mean? There's a reason why he's bounced around already. We're not the only people that has seen it. Other GMs have seen the level of washed up that he is. And yeah, I think they're gonna do the same thing too, bro. I don't see this team trading for anybody. I think they're just gonna roll with the season and not renew McCarthy and let the drama begin at the coaching position, bro. So I almost want to fast forward to it, but yeah. So that's the running back spot, right? Yeah, wide receiver, Mike. Let's talk about that. Here's a super chat hitting right on it. I'm Lerner. We need a wide receiver 2 badly. We only have CD. It's hard when we have to force the ball to him because we don't have any other receivers to get the ball to. Oh, but then you got the little twat out there. But what about Brandon Cooks? That guy sucks, bro. That's why that dude too has also bounced around. And before he got to us, at least he was getting 1,000 yards for these other teams. He has yet to hit that with us. If I remember, I don't think he's hit 1,000 yards for us yet.
He. I think he had 600 with us last year. No, we're in trouble at wide receiver, Joe. Jalen Brooks let me down against the Saints. He did. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I was very high on Brooks than I was Tolbert, and Brooks showed me why Tolbert beat him out. Yeah. And that's not saying much because we're talking about Jalen Tolbert here. I think outside of CeeDee Lamb, you're not going to get anywhere. Jake Ferguson was severely missed against these Saints. Like Schoonmaker stepped up, but imagine if that was Ferguson. We might have had some first downs. We might have had some moving the ball. We might have had some more options there to get going if Ferguson was there. If Ferguson ain't there, to hell with CeeDee Lamb. If Ferguson is not there, you're not going to move the ball on offense, and that showed against the Saints.
It showed against the Saints, and they couldn't match the physicality. And now sometimes it looks like we're running small, tiny packages. You got little bitty Turpin out there with little bitty Deuce Vaughn, Tolbert. You got like the tiny package. Like, what are you going to do with that, man? You're not gonna get anywhere. They're not winning their routes. Their legs are moving very fast, but they're not getting across the field. They're not getting deep down the field. Yeah, they miss Gallup, bro. they miss Gallup, and they don't have that type of player. Now, I've been calling for Flournoy, and I think it's time to stop messing around and activate him and deactivate one of these guys. It's not doing it for you, whether it's Tolbert or Brooks. It's time to get Flournoy in the mix.
Flournoy, and when I said this when he got drafted, Joe, right here on the Frisco Report, and I said it on Talking Crazy and Freaky Fridays and all the other shows that I do. Flournoy is a faster Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup slowed down because of the ACL. Flournoy is that type. I mean, you watch him in the preseason getting up, climbing the ladder, getting the ball, stuff like that. I've seen he tried to compare himself to Des Bryant. I think he missed the mark there a little bit. I think he's a Michael Gallup type player. But when Michael Gallup was drafted in 2018, Joe, we were there. What did we say? This is like a Des Bryant type player here, right? So it's no knock on Flournoy, but we need him to play. We need him to play now. We got to see what we got. Yeah, we got to see what we got.
Yeah, they got to take a look at him already, man, because you've gone through a couple of games here where these guys they're not producing, man. They're not winning their routes. Oh, is it the rust? These guys, you called it too, Mike. It was a mistake not to play Jalen bust-ass Tolbert in the preseason. They anointed him. They gave him, the number 3 spot without proving it with the lights on. That's why training camp, to me, I'm done with all the training camp hype, bro. It's a bunch of BS, bro. Oh, he's making these catches and he's beating this and that, and you're playing the same defense. It's all, light, it's not full pads. It's Hype City 2010.
Yeah. No, Tolbert made a nice catch down on the sidelines, but he has a one highlight a year, whether it's good, whether it's bad. His first highlight was offsides against the Packers. His second highlight, his last year, maybe he made a catch or two. All right, this year it was that catch. Tolbert's done for the year. He had his highlight moment.
Yeah, man. So I think that's a highlight of the offense where we're struggling, right? I think the rookies on the offensive line, though they're coming along, I don't feel that they're a detriment to the team. You know what I mean? Defensively, Mike, they got to get Overshown in there over Clark. You know what I mean? That's got to happen, dude.
Overshown over Clark. Whoever, I want to know the coach. I want to know the coach who sat there, watched film on the Saints and said, you know what? We're going to use Clark as our base instead of Overshown. Whoever thought that, get their hand, slap their face with it, and fire him right now. Who thought to do that after the performance Overshown put on against the Browns? He made Deshaun Watson life a living hell single-handedly. Who thought that needs to be fired immediately?
I agree, bro. I agree, and that's that was a coach that I wanted the Cowboys to bring in a better caliber of a linebacker coach. They got McCurley in there, right, as your linebacker coach. I'm like, why do they keep him? Bring me the General Lee come in here and coach these guys, these linebackers up, man, because they're still having issues. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't understand that. Overshown was a playmaker out there. Why the hell would you want to sit him? Unless his knee flaring up, and if that's the case, then you're in trouble if that's what's happening. But if that's not what was happening, somebody made a terrible, terrible decision in running Clark out there, all game long, getting whooped all over the place with Overshown, Demo, as I call him, on the sideline.
Dude, when I seen 18 flying out there, I swear to God, I think it was the first play of the game. I think it was the first. I said, why the hell is Clark out there? Seriously, I did. Yeah. I was like, what in the world's going on? Where's Overshown? Why is Clark starting, Joe? Blew my mind. Blew my mind completely.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest question defensively. And then obviously also, when you don't have defensive tackles, your linebackers are getting blown up at the second level. You know what I mean? So maybe they wanted to protect them from getting blown up and blowing out that knee. You know what I mean? I mean, they could mind. Maybe that was it. Who knows, man? But without defensive tackles, this team's going to be in big ass trouble the rest of the year, man. So who else do they bring in here, man? They're going to be looking under every rock and pebble.
David Irving, can you get reinstated?
Can you get? I don't know, man.
Tyron Crawford, I think you got one more year left.
It's crazy, bro. I honestly wonder if Zim even will start to deploy a 3-4 type of lineup, dude, because this shit's sucky as fuck right now. Like, they might, dude. I wouldn't doubt if that's going to come up somewhere along the line, some kind of 3-4 alignment. You know what I mean? He's got that. I mean, he's done it before, right? Zimmer's done that before. So, who knows, man? How do they resolve that? Because they don't have the staff in place. I mean, they don't have the players in place.
No, they don't, Joe. And you look ahead at the schedule. You got a running quarterback in the Ravens, and you got the Giants. Not worried about them. You got a running quarterback. Do the Steelers have a running back? I don't even know. I don't think they do. Then you got the Lions. So right here. Okay. If you don't get your line fixed by the time you play the Lions, which is October 13th, you're going to lose a lot of games in a row because of your defense, Joe. You got the Lions, the Niners, the Falcons, the Eagles, and the Texans, Joe. If you don't fix your running game by August 13th, you're gonna lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row. Like that, if you don't get your running game defense fixed immediately and get your running game on offense going immediately. Period.
Yeah. No, it's true, bro. It's true. It's crazy, man. Yeah, and man, yeah, I think that I don't think they're gonna give Zimmer a shot there to take over as coach. So yeah, I think they're just gonna bring in somebody to start all over, man. If they lose that many games, it's done, right? So they dug their own grave though, Mike. You know what I mean? Like and what's crazy is they were looking at defensive tackle. They were looking at 3 techs. They were looking at Brandon Fisk. They were looking at what was the one kid's name and the freaking out of Clemson? I mean, they were looking at defensive tackles. I think that they just didn't want to look like they messed up, man, and be like, oh, we got to draft a defensive tackle again because we screwed up the first one.
This is where they messed up, Joe. This is where they messed up. You're right. They messed up drafting Mozzie. But they did two bogus moves that really hurt them in the last two drafts. Drafting the feel-good story in Deuce Vaughn. You should have got you a real lineman or a real running back.
Mm-hmm.
And then trading for Trey Lance and waiting over 100 spots to draft again.
Yeah.
That's where they completely fumbled this, Joe.
They really did, man. And that's what happens when you don't have a GM there.
Those three moves set this franchise back a couple of years, dude. Real talk.
No, it is because you're basically, if we're being 100% honest, dude, this is like a soft rebuild. Just with McCarthy doing the best he's going to be able to do with this roster, you know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of guys, we, and I'm proud of this. You and I were never on this hype up train about, oh yeah, man, we're going to start whooping everybody's ass. And then, I mean, you got to be real about the roster, and it's not about being doom and gloom, man. It's about, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to come out here and say, oh man, we're going to whip up on everybody. We're going to shut everybody down on D. I would love to be at that point, but we're not at that point with this team, Mike.
And we haven't been for a while, Joe. Straight up. I'm just an average fan, Joe. I'm just an average fan. I watched the Saints film against the Panthers, right? That's the only game that I watched. And I said, dude, you got to stop Kamara. Kamara still has some juice. And I said, man, you can't give Derek Carr time. You give Derek Carr time, he's going to shred you. And you have to stop Alvin Kamara. You just have to, right? I'm just the average fan, watching it, observing it for myself. They didn't apply any pressure on Carr, and they didn't stop Kamara. Easier said than done. I get it. It's a National Football League, right? But they had no plan for it. The dude had 4 touchdowns. Derek Carr out there throwing the ball like Joe Montana. All right, we can't be having this crap. You just can't do it, dude. You can't do it.
Yeah, no, you can't do that, man. And this Ravens game coming up is going to be interesting.
The last time we played them, what was Lamar? Lamar Jackson did a read option and read it right up the middle of the defense for a touchdown. I think it was like a 70-yard touchdown on his legs, Joe. Can't have it, bro.
They I remember they didn't want to spy him, dude. They were just like, oh, we'll just play it like this. You know what I mean? So, and safety, they're getting exposed to safety. This is why the report that I had during the draft, they were looking at the Minnesota kids, Brevin Spann, which they ended up getting undrafted, and they were looking at the safety from Minnesota, right? Zimmer knew, bro. He knew that the safeties on this team were not of his liking, but it is what it is, right? They're under contract, they're on the team. But obviously he wanted to take a peek, man. What was there?
Speaking of safeties, Joe, Rashid Shaheed.
Yes.
Rashid Shaheed. We knew he had top end speed. On the bomb play, they almost ran the exact same route they did to the Panthers. Almost the exact identical same route, and how he got beat over the top. I mean, that was a 59-yard play against the Panthers, and I can't remember what he got on us. But that was on tape. And guess who was double teaming him? You had a free safety and a strong safety trying to guard this speedster, Joe. Dude, they all need to be fired immediately, Joe. I'm just an average fan watching this. They get paid the millions to understand this better than me. And they're not doing it.
The glory days. The glory days are over, bro. So it's like, are we ever gonna sniff the damn championship game, dude? Like, I look at the teams that are like, I mean, right now it's open, right? Anybody can go on a run, this type of thing, but yeah, you just don't want your team looking like how they did that early in the season at your home opener.
They did it last year against the Cardinals, week 3.
Where is your fucking like? And there's no throwbacks on this team, man. Like there aren't, man. Like you don't have a Sean Lee or anybody in here like defending this house or anything, right?
I just wrote that on. I wrote leader because I was going to bring that up. We're on the same page, bro. I just wrote leader down because I was going to talk about that next.
Talk it.
Dude.
Yeah.
So we don't have a leader. You're right, Joe. 1,000% right. We don't have one. And Micah Parsons said that he wants to be the leader here because Mike Zimmer's given him so many keys to this defense, right? So many keys. Micah Parsons wants to do this, wants to do that. He did a podcast on Monday, did he not? What kind of leader is that? Your teammate in the offseason called you out because he said if your run game is bad, why would you want to do a podcast on Monday? Why not be with your team and trying to figure this out? So what did Micah Parsons do when Kamara scored 4 touchdowns? He ran to his podcast, Joe. That's what he did. And then he goes, this is on us. This isn't on the coaching staff. Micah, what you need to say is I need to go watch film, and I'll let you know who I need to call out. Call him out individually in the locker room. If Mike Zimmer effed it up, say, dude, this is horrible. What are you doing? We got to fix this because I'm Micah freaking Parsons. I got Tank Lawrence here. I got Trayvon Diggs on this field, right? We need to be better because there's names that are getting tarnished if you did this, right? And he needs to tell Kendricks, hey, you got a star on your helmet now, buddy. You can't be out here looking lost. You wearing 50? Change your jersey number because Sean Lee wore that. He's a legend here. He never played like that. Something needs to happen, dude. We need some fiery Des Bryant type of fire, bro. We don't have it. Yeah. We have beta males, bro.
No, it is, man. It is like that's one thing I miss about that era, man. You had, and maybe this is just what's happening as each generation comes into the NFL. You're getting more of these spoiled brat kids, and now you're getting kids that are getting paid in the NIL. So I think everything's been degraded, and then you come to Dallas with this already type of mentality. I mean, it's gonna be not good, man. But yeah, there's no leader, bro. There's nobody. There's no Sean Lee type of guy.
Oh, but Dak Prescott's a leader.
No, yeah, he's definitely not a leader. I mean, he yeah. I don't even get started on that, but let's see, bro. Let's see how they look in this Ravens game. I want to see them turn it around, man. You know what I mean? I want to see them fix it, find a fix. You know, see what Zimmer can come up with what he has available. But man, it's going to be hard because they're struggling bad at defensive tackle. I mean, I haven't seen it this bad since.
Say it, Mike Nolan. Say it.
Yeah, since Mike Nolan, dude. Like he didn't have any defensive tackles, man. Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
I just can't believe it's week 2 here. We're sitting 1-1. We lost to the Saints. You know, they got a good system over there. They got a good offense. They got a good defense. We knew what we had to do. We knew what we had to go do. We knew our weaknesses. We knew Ferguson was going to be out. We had no game. The coaching, let me stop saying we. The Dallas Cowboy coaching staff that gets paid millions of dollars didn't have a single adjustment, didn't have a single clue. Joe, tell me this. Mike McCarthy called it a read pass option. You have Mighty Mouse and Turpin flanked out to the left. You keep running that play.
Yeah.
Okay? You get a positive 2 yards on it, I think, in 3 plays. Why do you keep running it, Joe? Why do you have 5th-string wide receivers and 3rd-string running backs in with your $60 million quarterback trying to pick up a freaking first down? Why, Joe? Explain that to me. Enlighten me.
It's called the Minnie Mouse package. All right. Wait, dude, like they're too small, bro. Like you can't have these small dudes out there all at the same time, man. You know, I don't know what the hell, bro. It's crazy, bro. When you think about it, it's like, man, like Are we going the wrong way here?
Mike McCarthy set his ass and watched film and said, this package is going to work.
It's almost like they're forcing it, bro. They should have never. They need to stop dropping these feel-good stories, you know. The Jalen Smith, right? That's my boy. That's my cause. But, man, you can't force these guys to get on the field if they're not going to be able to play at the highest of levels, the NFL level. You know, you got to be in tip-top shape. You got to be big and strong, you know. There was only one Darren Sproles, and he didn't have the craziest career.
He never had 1,000-yard a year.
He never
Receiving, catching, both. His best year receiving and catching was 800 yards.
So, I mean, that was the immediate comparison, right? And it's just like, you're not going to get him. You're getting this guy, and it's hurting the team, man. You know? Deactivate him. Sorry if you hurt the scouts' feelings, bro, but come on, man. Like,
give me Malik Davis. Let me see what Malik Davis can do.
Get me. I mean, surely there's got to be other people. I mean,
does Adrian Peterson want to make a couple $1 million? All right, I heard he's going broke.
That's what I heard too. I was like,
bring him in. Let's let him make a little money. See what he can do.
I'm telling you,
Emmitt Smith, suit up. Let's do this.
Yeah. Nah, I think they're going to roll with what they have, man. Now, where do we end up in the draft? Hopefully not between 15 and 20s, because that's like still pretty shitty. You know what I mean? If you're going to be bad, man, just get the top 10 and go from there.
What would you draft first if you're in the top 10, Joe? What position would Cowboys blog draft first? What position? Because you have to suck pretty bad to get top 10 pick, right?
Yeah.
So what position would you go, Joe?
Man, it would probably have to be a high-end pass rusher. You know, if you're that high, get you that guy, your pass rusher. You need one. You need a true defensive end, a big guy who can get to the quarterback and can play the full season and not run out of gas, right? We don't have that guy on this roster right now. You know, that would be the guy for me. And if not that, then you know the other one, the other position I would look at. You know, just get you your Jordan Love guy in here right now. But we want to win right now.
Dude, Joe said it best. Where you win the game is in the trenches. Joe went straight to the trenches, and I couldn't agree more. Get you your DeMarcus Ware type edge rusher, pair him up with the Parson P, and go make something happen, dude. There's no reason why we don't have a guy on this team that can't beat a double team. Micah should be able to beat a double team. Not every time. Sure, he's going to get wore down, but show me a double team, Micah, where you did something, bro. We need that Ware, Von Miller type, right? Micah Parsons, Von Miller. We need the Ware to the Von Miller, Joe.
Yeah.
Get me somebody. Now, Nealon could come on and be that guy. Second round pick, Western Michigan. Could be that guy. He's still a rookie, though. There's going to be a wall he's going to hit. Go get me the difference maker right now in the trenches.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is, man. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Like, it's still a very long season, but, you know, when you get a game like that, it really does make you take a step back and be like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, everybody?
We do.
Shout out to everybody in the chat box, man. We appreciate you guys coming through here and having great conversation here in the chat box. Appreciate you guys showing love today. Pound that like button for us, man. You know, it's good to be back here. The Frisco Report. We should be back here on a weekly basis now. And yeah, Mike. I think that's about it for tonight, Mike. Do you have any other closing thoughts before we cut out, man?
No, guys. Hey, this is buckle your seatbelt. All right. This is why when we go 12-5 3 years in a row, this is why you have to capitalize. It's so hard to win in this league. It is so hard. So you have to appreciate those 12-5s. I get it. We lost the first round back to back to back. But guess what? We might not even see the first round this year at the rate that this team's going. So that's why I'm saying it's so hard to win in this league. Like, I wanted to just start over because there's a certain window there. And now with this defensive tackle situation, with this running back situation, by the time you build that up, where are you going to fall? Where are you going to fall again at, right? Could that be wide receiver? Could that be linebacker? Where are you going to fall at? It's a domino. You have to stay on top of it. You have to stay on top of it. And when you're making bozo moves like drafting Mozzie, drafting Deuce Vaughn, trading for Trey Lance, when you do bozo moves like that, it sets you back further. It's like a step forward and 4 steps back. It steps you back that much further. This year is gonna. That's why I wasn't so mad in my post game, Joe. I wasn't mad. What's there to be mad about? We seen it coming.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's the sad thing about it is like we're almost expecting it now, which is sad, bro. Like, man, I wasn't mad either, bro. I just like, you know, we've seen it. We've seen this story before. You know what I mean? Different year, same results. But yeah, well said, Mike. But yeah, man, we'll see what they do here against the Ravens. It's a 3:25 Central Time kickoff. So, you know, let's see how they do better here in the later afternoon game, and let's see what adjustments, you know, these veteran coaches can do. I mean, these are highly vested veteran coaches. McCarthy and Zimmer. So they got to come to some sort of way of fixing this. But I think Zimmer has the harder challenge at this point with the defensive tackles not being there.
Yeah, and you know, and to add to what I just said, the front office doesn't go get big veteran names, and that hurts you too because you're betting on these younger guys, you know, and you know, we're betting on a lot of young guys this year, especially guys that we drafted 2 years ago.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna see what they're about, Joe. We're gonna see what they're about. We got 16 weeks left of the regular season. We're gonna see what these mofos are about.
Yeah, and it's not going to take long, man, to see the trajectory of the team. You know what I mean? Like you said, over the next 6 games, you're going to know, like, okay, we're probably going to be out of it. You know, talking draft early on, or we're going to be still in it. You know, we might be leading the division. Who knows? But one thing's for sure, they gotta turn things around. They can't do another performance like that, man.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, say it's not going to happen. It's going to happen just because you don't have the resources and the equity to go fix it. You just don't.
No.
If you go fix it now, you lose the equity to go fix it later. Like Jerry always talks about, putting it on a credit card.
And the thing about it, he might do it, man. Like, he might be out, go get Quinnen Williams from the Jets, or somebody of that type of nature, right? But like you said, you do that, you're not going to have that pick next year, and that hurt us. Not having that pick is vital. You can't go 30 picks, 60 picks, or whatever, without drafting. So, yeah, man. That's what it is, bro. But that's all we have tonight, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. Mike, let everybody know where they can find you at, bro.
Yeah. You can find me on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys on Saturday on Cowboys Corner YouTube channel. Talking crazy. All right. You're a Cowboys fan, the link is pinned. Come on in. Joe makes an appearance every now and then. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. Fifth quarter Cowboys champs. Danny Savage. Golly, I hate naming names, so I might forget you. I do apologize. But yeah, that's Cowboys champs. If I didn't say his name already, we go in there and we talk ball. We tell you how it is. All right, not the rainbows and unicorns, Joe.
Yeah, no, I pride myself on doing that. You do it. And that's why we do this together, because we're the same type of thought process and logical thinking. All right. That's all we have tonight, guys. We do appreciate it. We'll see you for the next one, guys.
Peace.